Let's be honest. Is Black Friday a problem for you? And I'm not kidding. Do you have your credit card memorized? Your browser is a sea of open tabs, and you have had a whole list of so-called deals that you are completely convinced you couldn't miss? I have been there too. For years, I told myself that this was smart, that I was actually saving money. But the reality is, I always left me feeling a little bit broke, a little bit anxious, and also with a pile of stuff after that first little dopamine hit actually wore off and I realized I didn't actually need or even really want. It felt like a game I was just destined to lose. So this year, I decided we're doing things differently. And this isn't just another video telling you to not shop. This is your ultimate plan to navigate the sales chaos without getting played. This is how we resist the marketing manipulation, save our money for what actually matters, and also enjoy the holiday season with a decluttered home and a lot more peace. Let's just put it out there. For most of us, Black Friday kind of feels like a scam, right? Not a scam in a legal way, but a psychological one. It's this carefully engineered event that's designed to do one thing: separate you from your money by getting your rational brain to just check out, completely check out. The core issue is that retailers are deliberately using your own cognitive biases against you. These are just the mental shortcuts our brain use every day to get by, but on Black Friday, they get turned against us. When we see words like sale or deal or discount, the pleasure center in our brain literally lights up and the logic part just can't keep up. It's a neurological response that happens automatically, and it's why just telling yourself you have the willpower usually doesn't work. So it's not really about genuine value. It's about some pretty sophisticated psychology. And retailers know how your mind works, and sometimes better than you do. And they use this knowledge to create an environment where overspending feels not just easy, it feels kind of necessary. They are banking on you to act on impulse, not on intention. And for years, we've been falling for it. But you know what? Understanding the game is the first step to winning it. How exactly do they play you? It's not magic. It's a playbook of psychological tricks they've perfected over decades. And I promise, once you see them, you can't unsee them anymore. First up is the most powerful tool they have, and this is the Scarcity Trap. This is all about the perception that something is limited, and it's almost always artificial. You've seen it 1,000 times. It's that little countdown timer that is ticking to zero that says only 5 left in stocks messages, the flash deals that are gone in an hour. This isn't really to inform you, it's to activate this deep-seated fear of loss that we have. Behavioral scientists have shown that people feel the negative emotion of losing something about twice as powerful as the positive emotion of gaining it. So, when you see a deal disappearing, you're not thinking about how much you want the product. You're actually panicking about the pain of losing the opportunity to maybe have it. You're not buying a thing, you're buying a temporary escape from feeling regret. Let that sit for a second. The next they hit you with is what I call the social pressure cooker. Humans are social creatures, right? We are wired to follow the herd. And retailers totally exploit this with social proof. When they see a banner that says 2,000 people have bought this in the last 24 hours, or a product gets labeled with trending, it's your brain's shortcut to think it must be a good purchase. Why else would so many people be buying it? And this creates this huge bandwagon effect, and it gets amplified by our social media feeds, which are full of everyone else's shopping hauls. And this all creates this illusion that if you're not participating, you're the one missing out. And it applies this subtle, powerful pressure to join in, even if actually you had no intention of shopping in the first place. And then there's the shopping momentum machine. Has this ever happened to you? You go into a store for just one thing and you walk out with a whole basket full? That's a real phenomenon, and it's called shopping momentum. An initial purchase, even just a tiny one, makes every purchase after that easier. Once your brain shifts into buying mode, your resistance just drops. And that's what makes Black Friday so dangerous. You might log on just to buy a specific laptop, but once that first purchase is made, you start browsing. And suddenly, a discounted sweater, some new headphones, that kitchen gadget you saw on TikTok all seem like good ideas. And each new item feels like a smaller and smaller decision, until you get to checkout and the total just shocks you. And actually, it's wild. Studies have shown that a huge number of Black Friday shoppers, sometimes less than half, actually stick to their original plan, which just shows how effective this momentum trap is. And all this is fueled by the ultimate psychological driver. It's called the FOMO factory, the fear of missing out is what ties all of this together. The limited time offers, the social pressure, the media hype, it's all designed to create this potent cocktail of anxiety that you're going to be left behind while everyone else gets these amazing deals. But here's a reality check. Research shows that the majority of people who make a purchase because of FOMO don't actually feel happy about it afterward. That fleeting relief of not missing out gets replaced pretty quickly by the long-term stress of buyer's remorse. Okay, so we know now the system is rigged. How do we fight back? How do we reclaim our sanity and our wallets? It's not about having some kind of superhuman willpower. It's about having a better strategy. So I decided it was time to put a plan to the test. And here's your foolproof 6-step plan to win the anti-Black Friday games. First one, the single most effective defense is to plan before the storm hits. Most people who get played by Black Friday just go in blind. Let's not be one of them. Weeks before the sale starts, sit down and create a concrete needs-only list. These are not wants or nice-to-haves. These are items you already decided you need to buy, like a replacement for a broken coffee maker or a new winter boots for your kids. For each item, write down a target price. This transforms you from a browser into a surgical shopper. You're not here to hunt deals. You're there to execute a targeted mission, and only if the numbers work with your plan. Second one is what a game changer for me. Retailers want you to think in terms of the percentage you saved and not the money you spent. So we need to flip that equation. Before you buy anything, translate its price into the one currency that really matters, and that is your time. Take the price of the item and divide it by what you make in an hour. That $300 deal on a new smartwatch might actually cost you 8 hours of your life at work. Is it worth a full day of your labor? And when you reframe it like that, the feeling is just heavy, right? And also think about the opportunity cost. What else could you do with that $300? Could it pay off some debt, or could it go into your savings, or pay for a weekend trip that would create actually lasting memories? A deal isn't a deal if it costs you a more valuable opportunity. Tip 3 is master the 30-day rule. And this one is your ultimate weapon against those impulse buys. If you see something that's not on your pre-planned list, you are not allowed to buy it. Instead, you add it to a separate 30-day list. And then you just wait. If after 30 days has passed and you still genuinely want and need that item, then you can think about buying it. This simple delay completely diffuses that artificial urgency that the sale creates. It gives that dopamine rush time to fade and allows your rational brain to come back online. And also remember, a shocking number of items bought on Black Friday get returned. All the proof you need that most of the purchases are driven by impulse, not long-term value. So, the 30-day rule helps you avoid becoming another return statistic. Alright, before we get to my final 3 tips, which are all about changing your environment and your mindset, I would love to hear from you. What's the most ridiculous or regrettable thing you ever bought on Black Friday? Drop it in the comments below, there's no judgment here. Let's share our stories and learn from them. And if you're finding this little investigation helpful and you're ready to take back control from the marketers, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Alright, and this brings me to tip number 4. You cannot win a battle if you're fighting on the enemy's home turf. In the weeks leading up to Black Friday, your inboxes and social media feeds are the front lines of the war for your attention. So it's time for a digital declutter. Aggressively unsubscribe from retail marketing emails at all. Mute or unfollow social media accounts and influencers who are constantly pushing deals and must-have falls. Because when you're creating your digital environment, you seriously reduce your exposure to all those psychological triggers. You can't feel FOMO for a deal if you never saw it in the first place. Tip 5 is called the use the cash only method. The way you pay dramatically changes the psychology of purchase. Swiping a credit card feels totally abstract and almost actually painless because it creates this little distance between the purchase and the payment. But if you're handing over physical cash though, that triggers a very real sense of loss in your brain. It hurts a little more, and that pain is a natural, very effective brake on your spending. If you absolutely have to shop, try using physical cash. If you're shopping online, you can create the same effect by using a prepaid card that's loaded with only your exact predetermined budget. Once that money is gone, it's gone. This forces you to be disciplined and make every dollar feel real again. And last but not least, this is the ultimate shift. Instead of approaching Black Friday with the question, what's the best deal I can get? What if we approach it with the question, do I truly need this? This is the heart of the conscious consumption. I think of that famous ad the outdoor brand Patagonia ran that said, "Don't buy this jacket." They were asking customers to just stop and consider the environmental impact and the real need for their purchase. So ask yourself those same questions. Will I use this regularly? Is it made to last, or is it just disposable junk? Could I maybe borrow this from someone or find it secondhand? Shifting your mindset from just accumulating to being intentional is the most powerful move you can make. It's not about what you can get, it's about what kind of life you want to build. So, at the end of the day, I realized this isn't just about resisting a few sales. It's about reclaiming your autonomy. It's about deciding that your peace of mind is more valuable than a 50% discount. The true victory isn't finding the best deal. It's the wisdom you gain from realizing you don't need the deal in the first place to be happy. True value isn't the things we acquire, but in our mindful choices, our financial freedom, and the clutter-free space we create for ourselves to actually live in. So, resisting the frenzy of Black Friday is an act of self-care. You are taking back control from the marketers and designing a life based on your own values and not a realtor's quarterly targets. The real savings aren't just in your bank account, they're in your sanity. So I'll turn the final question over to you. What's your anti-Black Friday strategy for this year? Are you making a list? Are you unscribing from everything? Or are you just ignoring the day completely? Let me know your plans in the comments below.